What?
Nothing.
Oh, honey, you're not taping, are you?
Yeah, of course I am. Honey, if this camera's in my hand, it's taping.
Hi guys, I'm Solveig, this is Joe, and welcome to Craving.Outdoors. Today we're going to be answering some questions we've been seeing on social media. We thought it would be fun to invite you guys to come and hang out with us in our Airstream, have a conversation. So sit down, relax, and
Let's have some
get
fun.
to it.
Yeah!
If you guys are new here, we love travel trailer adventures. We love taking our off-grid Arkto camper, which is right behind us, or our Airstream, and going and visiting amazing places, preferably where there aren't a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And we're not experts at it, so we like to kind of showcase and show kind of our learning.
Our reality
Going on these adventures. It takes a lot to produce these videos, and we really work hard at it, so we hope that you decide to come with us on our adventures. So hit subscribe, hit like, and let's get on with it.
Yes!
Oh, yeah!
Woohoo!
Do you want to go, or do you want me to go?
So I came out here initially as an au pair, and I was never going to stay in the United States. It was just taking a year off to get to know another culture a little bit and see a little bit of the world before continuing on with my life back home.
And she just finished school, so she was 19 years old, and said, you know what, I'm going to spend a year in America.
Have a little adventure.
We both had no inkling of like being serious with anyone, but you know, when that lightning strikes, it strikes. Almost 32 years later, we are adventuring. We have 3 kids. They're all pretty much grown now, 26, 22, and 20.
Yeah.
And it's funny, we got into kind of camping and stuff because we couldn't afford to do anything, so we just went camping.
Yeah.
We went to Big Five. We bought a Coleman stove.
We bought a cheap tent that
we didn't fit in.
we had to be crosswise.
We had to sleep diagonally in the thing because we couldn't sleep lengthwise in it.
Yeah.
And we bought a couple of
just cheap sleeping bags.
Yeah. And then
they ended up lasting. I think we just got rid of them like a couple of years ago.
Yeah. We had back then, I had a 1993 Toyota 4Runner. I got a brand new with 3 miles on the odometer. It was $16,000 out the door. Solveig and I took that thing everywhere. And I'll never forget, we took this thing to Yosemite. We stayed outside the park the first night because we got there really late.
Yeah.
And then we went into the park and we asked, where can we camp? And the ranger told us, well, there's all these first come, first serve. It's like $3 a night or something. And we just had a blast.
Yeah.
It was
so
much fun.
Yeah.
And we've been hooked ever since.
Yeah.
But then, of course, raising kids gets in the way. You can't do that as much as you want.
And then they turn into teenagers and all that.
Yep. And then
they leave the house, and then you're like, now what do we do?
Exactly. Yeah. And the thing that we always love to do is go camping.
Yeah.
And go outdoors and go hiking.
That's the one thing we can agree on.
That's right. After the kids are like on their own, and we're like, oh, we don't have to really focus on them that much. What do? We buy an Arkto camper, a 4Runner, an F-250, and an Airstream, and we go nuts.
Yes.
And
I guess that's our midlife crisis.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and I love exploring this country because, you know, it's so big and there are so many things to see. And the thing is that the states are so different from one another. So it's like you're in a different country. You know, every state has a little bit of a different culture and oftentimes a little different foods and it's really fun.
Yeah.
And it's fun to see the quirkiness of each place and, you know, it's just, yeah.
Okay, so now it's time for some questions. And these are more like technical questions that we see quite a bit.
How are our travel day duties and trip planning duties divided, and how do we manage to stay married through it?
You want to take that one?
Joe gets the outside. He basically has the dirty jobs. For the Airstream, I told him I would never do the dumping duty. He's accepted that.
Absolutely.
I do enough of that at work.
Guys, if we want our wives to do stuff like this, we have to take the dirty jobs. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Oh, yeah. So I do basically very traditional. I do the kitchen, make sure that we have clean towels and so on. So that's what we do for actual travel day, getting ready to go. For the trip planning, typically how it's been working is Joe will just ask me, where do I want to go in whatever time frame. I'll tell him what I'm feeling like, and you start the planning process, like getting campsites and stuff.
The planning is a collaborative effort. It's really her saying, here's what I want to do, here's where I want to go. It's me going in and getting us started by doing some initial research, and then we'll come together, we'll cast our phone or iPad to the TV, and we'll sit there and we'll just kind of start exploring options. And then we'll start figuring out the logistics about, well, here's how much time we have, here's our travel days, here's the destinations, where can we stay, can we disperse camp, do we need an RV park, whatever it is.
And then we are kind of spontaneous, and so we tend to not plan it like down to...
I think the important thing is leaving enough time to pivot.
Yeah.
Right? As things happen, just understanding that you're going to have hurdles, and if you're not in a hurry, then it just makes it a lot more enjoyable. So we try to buffer our time.
We like to eat our own cooking for the most part.
Yeah. We like to do that, number one, to save money. Eating out can be very expensive. But the other thing is we want to eat healthy. I can sit there and eat Oreo cookies all day long and Ritz crackers all day long. I love them, right? But how does my gut feel after eating a couple of packs of those on the road?
Yeah.
Prepare as much as possible, because typically speaking, it's going to be a dinner that we're doing. Mm-hmm. And when we come back, we're tired because we've just gone on a full day of hiking, adventure, whatever it is.
Yeah,
and we're
going away to chill.
Yeah.
We're not going away to slave over a stove.
Exactly. So anyway, that's the food prep. The stuff, the camper is nice because you can just store a lot of stuff in the camper, and so there isn't a lot we have to do. And then I think Solveig and I have developed kind of an instinct for what needs to get done for the camper after we hook up and we're ready to hit the road and roll down the road.
And the last step is both of us do this, is we kind of go over everything, make sure everything is closed up properly, that everything is safe and ready to go. Everything's been shut down that needs to be shut down. Yep. Everything is locked. Everything is hooked up appropriately. And so we just kind of together double check everything, both for this one and the other one.
Yeah, and we have developed kind of an instinct for what that is. Mm-hmm. If I told you off the top of my head, I don't know that I could, but if I actually walk around and do it, we both have we catch each other when we're walking around and doing it. The Arkto is much more involved because there's just so much more. The Airstream is actually pretty easy to do our final check. Mm-hmm. But that has developed over time as we've made mistakes. Like in the Arkto, one of the first mistakes we made was we forgot to lock down some panels, and as we were driving, we noticed the door, or not the door, but the side table was sticking down. And then another time, we literally forgot to lock the roof down, and some truck was honking at us, was pointing at our roof, and the roof of the Arkto had popped straight up.
The front part of it.
Yeah, exactly. So those could have all been disasters, and so we just learned like that, and so now we've developed
make those mistakes.
Yeah, we've developed a system now where we just kind of do it together.
So Starlink.
Okay. So Starlink is a satellite receiver that connects to the satellite Starlink network anywhere in the world. We routinely have 200 to 300 megabit download, so we have to pay a monthly fee. We have what's called the unlimited roam plan, which means that we can take our Starlink anywhere in the world, plug it in, and it'll hook up and go, and we have unlimited data. But you can get different plans with limited data, different speeds, and all those different things. Another great thing about the Starlink is you can suspend the service. And so you can go in the app and hit pause service, and it pauses it, and then we'll charge you a $10 fee to just keep it going. And then once that $10 fee hits, then you can just that's off the service, you do have, actually it will connect, but it's like 1 megabit download speed. So it's very minor, but it's great for emergencies. You can text message. I think you can make phone calls. So even though you're paused, you still will have some connectivity. So I love being able to turn it on and off. Great. So if there's no phone service, there's no cell service, you're literally in the middle of nowhere with nothing. If you have a Starlink, you are fully connected to the internet. And it has saved us a couple of times, actually. Last time was on the Rimrocker Trail when my buddy's axle broke. We're in the middle of nowhere. There's no cell service. And I thought, wait a second, I have Starlink. So we got on the Starlink, and we were able to call and get help to come to us instead of us having to drive 2 hours to Colorado Springs, find somebody, and then come back out. So it was huge. So we have a Gen 2 Starlink. There's Gen 3 and 4 and Mini. I like the Gen 2, and I keep it that way because, number one, I've had it for years. But number two, it's reliable. It always works. It is the fastest Starlink that you can get, actually. So it always gives you the fastest speeds. And I like the fact that it's self-pointing. So you just set it down, and it literally will search for satellites, and it'll move itself into the right position. So it's pretty much like dummy-proof. Mm-hmm. And it's fast and reliable. What do you think? What are your thoughts on the Starlink?
I love having it because I feel safer with it. Like, I don't care about connecting to the internet when I'm out, out and about, and I could totally do without the TV, but I want to be able to communicate if needed.
Yeah.
And so text the kids, because they, of course, worry about us when we're somewhere. Mm-hmm. And so that's important to me.
Yep. And it is pretty cool when you're out in the middle of nowhere and you're watching football games live. So the other thing I find really beneficial to it is even if you go to, KOA or RV Park or whatever in your Airstream, it's just nice to know that you can plug your Starlink in and you just have your internet that works. There's no Wi-Fi issues. All of your devices auto-connect. So once you hit that green button, everything just gets connected. And then on our TVs, we have YouTube, obviously, but we also have YouTube TV, which is fantastic. So YouTube TV is YouTube's version of a television service. You get all the channels, but it includes like DVR, and you can kind of record all your shows and whatever you want to do, just like any other TV service, but it's all online. And so it just shows up everything you watch at home, wherever it is, wherever you're traveling to, it's just right there. So you feel like you're home when you're watching your TV, and I love that. Okay, so what's the next question?
All right, so the question is about the power system. How long does it last, and what can we do with it?
The power system. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we learned a lot about the power system on our boondocking trip to Sequoia National Park. I will say that I feel like our power system is adequate.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell them your kind of user experience with the power system?
I don't have any issues with it except on day, 2 or 3 is when the awning, we couldn't pull it out on this thing because once the power goes below the battery goes below a certain capacity, I guess the awning won't work because it's too big of a draw or something.
Yeah.
And so that was annoying because it would have been really nice to have the shade.
Yeah.
Honestly, for me, I think I prefer the Airstream plugged into shore power.
Yeah. Because
it has all these conveniences, but if I can't use them,
right.
That annoys me.
Okay. And we don't want Solveig annoyed.
And
trust me.
Like, we can't use the oven when we are unless we're shore power.
Yeah, that's right.
But for just, not to be a spoiled brat, it is adequate.
Yeah, you know what? Let me just discuss the power system of the Airstream and the Arkto because they are a little bit different. So In the Airstream, it has been upgraded to a 400 amp hour lithium battery system. So they pulled the batteries out of that front storage box on the tongue of the Airstream that's outside. They pulled the AGM batteries out. So that is empty now, and it's just a storage area for all of our towing kind of setup stuff. But now what we have is 400 amp hours of lithium underneath the passenger side twin bed, and it's phenomenal. So in there we've got 400 amp hours. It's been upgraded to a 2,000 watt inverter, and we've got an MPPT solar charger with I think 500 watts of solar on the roof, and we have a DC to DC charger which is connected off of the 7-pin trailer plug that is supposed to charge the batteries when we're towing from the car battery. The infrastructure of the power system is still pretty much stock Airstream. The workflow of the power system in the Airstream is still the same, except that when the previous owners did the upgrade, he told me that the Ultimate Airstreams basically enabled the inverter plugs to be powered also when we're plugged into shore power. So when we're plugged into shore power, every plug works. But when we're boondocking and we have to turn the inverter on, then only the inverter plugs work and everything is working off the batteries. So that's the Airstream power system. So when we're not on shore power, it's just like every Airstream, even though we have all these upgrades. Not on shore power, you don't have the microwave, you don't have the air conditioner, and you don't have your GFCI plugs, only the inverter plugs. The Arkto power system is different. It's a Redarc system, and it is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Redarc Manager 75, it's built for going off-grid and boondocking. So with that system, we've got 640 amp hours of lithium, flawless DC to DC charging, 400 watts of solar on the roof, which keeps our batteries always topped up.
Mm-hmm.
The Redarc system is beautiful. It's a Redarc Alpha Manager 75, and the reason I love that is because if our car battery dies, you can literally hit a button and through the DC to DC port, it'll recharge your car battery so you can get started out in the middle of nowhere. We have Truma AC, power for everything. We've used microwaves, hair dryers, coffee makers, water pot, electric water pots, induction stoves.
Heated the water.
The water heater.
Yeah.
Did I mention that AC, Truma AC? Yeah. Everything. We literally never worry about power when we're off-grid with the Arkto.
Yeah, I love that thing.
We have taken, our first trip with the Arkto, we were 11 straight days. 10 or 11 days, I don't remember. Yeah. And I don't think we plugged in once the entire time. The DC to DC charging and the solar kept our batteries literally above like 70% the entire time, despite using everything. That power system we don't worry about.
Mm-hmm. That's the power systems. How to know if the tow vehicle can tow a trailer? That's a Joe question.
Okay, so this is a really good question. And let me know, guys, in the comments if you want me to do kind of a more detailed video on this, because I totally can. But short answer to the question is two numbers: the cargo capacity of the tow vehicle and the hitch weight or the tongue weight of the trailer. The cargo capacity of the tow vehicle is going to be listed on the door sticker, and on it it's going to tell you what is the total cargo capacity in pounds. When you put the trailer on the car, the tongue weight of the trailer is going to put weight on the back of the tow vehicle, and that tongue weight is going to take away from the cargo capacity of the tow vehicle. So if you got 900 pounds of cargo capacity on the 4Runner, and we've got 400 pounds of tongue weight on our Airstream, then that is going to eat up the cargo capacity. 900 pounds minus 400, which is 500 pounds remaining. And that 500 pounds includes me and Solveig's weight, includes all the gear that we put on there. And so you really want to make sure that you're getting a tow vehicle that has enough cargo capacity to tow the trailer. So that's the first thing. And then, of course, you just want to make sure that the gross weight of the trailer, which is going to be on the sticker on the side of the trailer, doesn't ever exceed the towing capacity, the total capacity of the 4Runner. So in short, that is kind of the basics of it.
But I think that's why it seems all men are obsessed with those scales.
Cat scale. Yeah. That's right. We love our cat scale, especially if you're really curious and you want to make sure that your towing is good or your tow weights and your setup is good. The cat scale is what tells you the trailer weight and the weight of each axle, and it's invaluable.
So people have been asking you about the hitch setup for each trailer.
Yes. Okay. So
I'm thinking that might be a video in itself.
yeah, that probably is going to need its own video, and I probably will do that. But real quick, we do have a unique hitch setup on the Arkto. And the reason I had that hitch setup originally was because I wanted to be able to adjust the height to keep the Arkto level to the back of the 4Runner. And so I needed a way to make an adjustment, but I didn't want a static adjustment because we were going up to Canada and I didn't want to just buy a 3-inch drop or a 2-inch drop. And by the way, that's how you make the adjustment, is you buy a hitch receiver that has a drop or a rise in it so that you can make the adjustment to match up with your tow vehicles. So I didn't want to just get one hitch and then get up to Canada and find out that we don't have the right system. So what I did was I bought a Patriot hitch that gives us adjustability in 4 different ways. It's completely level on the road, and I can adjust it for off-road because the off-road adjustments to the hitch, I think, are as critical based on my experience and what I've learned, being on different off-road conditions. Making some certain adjustments when you're off-road is huge. That's kind of the Arkto hitch. The Airstream hitch, and when we use the F250, we have what's called a Gen Y Boss hitch, and it's a torsion flex hitch. So torsion flex is essentially the same kind of spring mechanism that's in our Dexter axles in the Airstream. And so what it does is it hooks up to the car and then has this big mechanism so that when you put the trailer on the ball, that mechanism can move and shift so that it's not static on the vehicle. So it gives you a little dampening. It works great for us. And so when we tow with the F250, we use that hitch. The tailgate of the F250 can drop and open when we're hooked up, and I absolutely love it. We do not use weight distribution when we're towing with the F250. Now, with the 4Runner in towing this thing, we do have a weight distribution setup. I have an equalizer distribution setup that is rated for 6,000 pounds, not 10,000 pounds, because the maximum weight of our Airstream is 6,000 pounds. And the tongue weight, I just measured it, was about 410, 450 pounds. Toyota recommends that if you're going to tow over 5,000 pounds with that 4Runner, that you use a weight distribution hitch. Now, the cost for a weight distribution hitch, meaning that the penalty you pay for using it, is that it puts additional load on the frame of the Airstream because of the way it has to do its thing. And so I don't like to use that when I don't have to, but if I have to, that's why I have the 6,000 pound versus the 10,000 pound. It's much lighter and it will flex a little bit more. The other thing that we have in the 4Runner for any kind of towing, whether it's the Airstream or the Arkto, is we have an Airlift 1000 airbag system in the car. And that works phenomenal for leveling the car out and giving me my rake back.
All right.
But if you want more detailed, let me know in the comments and I'll put a video together that shows all the numbers and how to make the adjustments and all that stuff. I learned all that stuff and it's pretty cool. We'll finish the video with what's coming up.
So what's coming up on the channel?
We've got it written down here. So far on our channel, we've had Mendocino National Forest with the Arkto and our son's 5th Gen 4Runner. We did Sequoia National Park with the F-250 Super Duty and the Airstream, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So we went to Moab and had a freaking
It was amazing.
fantastic time. And that we took the 4Runner and the Arkto, and that was a lot of fun. That series is going to be coming out soon.
Yeah.
Before that, we're going to do some mod videos and some kind of maintenance and update videos just to show you what's going on with our vehicles and how we're keeping the maintenance up. Because that's one of the things that you guys, if you're new to this, you have to maintain things. And things break, and things are always kind of going wrong. We got rivets popping. We got propane sensors like dying. There's just a lot of stuff that happens. And so I'm going to be showing you a lot of that maintenance in a few videos. That'll be a couple of weeks of videos. And then we're going to show you the Moab trip. Some trips we have coming up. French Meadows.
Yes, that was kind of a spur of the moment. We just needed a break from the world, and so we booked a campsite up in French Meadows. That's up in Tahoe National Forest. My one concern is the road is supposed to be very windy, but that's why we are taking the 4Runner with the Airstream, right?
Yeah, it's paved roads all the way there, but the road is crazy. Well, that's what we hear. We've never actually been there before. So we're going to take the 4Runner and the Airstream and boondock up there. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And after that, we have September 5th through the 16th. We've got our big California tour, which we're going to be doing. And that one is going to be great because we're going to go down the West Coast, down to Solveig. Then we're going to cut over to the Eastern Sierras, head up 395 and end our trip at Yosemite. So we're taking the Airstream and the 4Runner, doing a big road trip around California. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that because those are kind of bucket list items for me. Solveig, I've been wanting to go there because everybody thinks that my name is Solveig. Danish bakeries. Oh,
yeah.
So I've been wanting to go there forever. And then 395, I've heard so many things about it. And we kind of drove up it in a winter storm one night.
Yes,
when we,
from Death Valley.
Yeah. But even that, in the dark, in the snow, it was absolutely gorgeous. So I can't wait to see it.
And then
And
we're
then
gonna have,
ending in
I think we're going to have
multiple days in
4
Yosemite.
or 5 nights camping in Yosemite.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that.
It's going to be amazing.
And fall is such a beautiful time there.
Yep. And then we have one more trip for our 32nd wedding anniversary, which is going to be October the 15th of this year. So during that time, October 12th to the 23rd, we've got a block of time planned, but we don't have a location yet. And we don't really know what we're going to do for that trip. So
if anybody has suggestions on where we should go, what we should check out, please let us know in the comments.
yeah, in the comments, let us know your thoughts of where we should go.
So that's what's coming up on our channel, in our life. Thanks for hanging out with us. Any questions you have or comments, please, put them in there, and we'll try to get back to you.
Yeah, and reach out to us, on our Instagram, Craving.Outdoors, on here. Please don't be shy to reach out, ask us questions, tell us where you're going. Who knows? Maybe we'll be in the area and we can come meet up with you guys. So, and again, we work hard on these videos. We work hard on trying to make kind of a good product on YouTube. So if so inclined, please subscribe, please like, and follow along, and let's go have fun together. Till next time, guys.
Yep. See you on the road.